Hello everyone, and welcome to Metaphor ReFantazio, or Fantasio, or however that word is pronounced, not entirely sure. This is the next major JRPG from Atlus, which it's gonna be a big one. They said it's comparable in length to Persona 5, and that is certainly a long game. I think currently P5R is the longest game on the channel, so yeah, we will see how many months this one lasts. I'm expecting minimum 3 months, but probably like 4 or more.
I trust this will suffice.
Going straight into a cutscene here.
Smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar!
Might need to adjust the volume. We will see how we go.
A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same.
Uh-oh.
Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence.
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity?
Hello, it's this guy.
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Okay, cool setup.
Here begins the demo prologue of Metaphor ReFantazio. What we have to offer you is but a taste of the story from its beginning. But through it, your experience will mirror the full version.
Narrator moment.
Should you wish it, you may carry over your save data to the full version.
That is indeed what we'll be
We
doing.
thank you for expressing your curiosity about our tale of fantasy.
So, yes, we have here the demo, the prologue demo for Metaphor ReFantazio, which will lead on straight into the main game when it releases. So I figured, why not start the playthrough like a week early-ish and play through this. It's supposedly pretty big. I don't know if we'll actually have finished the demo by the time the main game releases, but either way, it just means we can start now and, yeah, just roll on through into the main game when that comes out. So, I am very excited. It is a sort of further evolution on the combat styles that they've been refining over many years with SMT and Persona and everything. They're taking bits of each and changing them and adding new things, and yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. And obviously, very different sort of setting. We've got a voiced main protagonist. It's not like a sort of a self-insert thing like you might find in Persona or whatever. It is his own character and stuff. And yeah, from what I've seen, the trailers and stuff, it looks like it's going to be a good time. I'm really excited to jump in, so let us keep going. Here we go. Main screen. Cool. Oh, this is cool. What are we driving around on some kind of... What is this? Like land ship thing? Okay. Yeah, new game, I guess. I assume... Man, look at these menus, dude. These are so cool. Subtitles are on. Yeah, I mean, this is all fine, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I will check after this first part how the volume is doing. Hopefully it's alright. If it needs to be turned up at all or anything, then I will have been able to check that after part 1. So, let's go. This has so much potential, dude. This looks so cool. They've been working on it for like 8 years. It was first announced back in 2016 that they were starting work on this new project.
I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
Who are you who shall guide the protagonist? Okay, so it's not asking for the protagonist's name. It's asking for my name. Sun. Confirm. Your name is indeed Sun. You will name the protagonist later. Okay, yeah, they are confirming that they're not asking for your actual name. They're not asking for the name you're putting in for the protagonist, which is what they usually do. They usually let you change the protagonist's name. I don't actually know what the canon name is for this protagonist. I'll have to Google it. Because I do prefer using the canon name for the actual main character. But my name is Sun.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation? Not always.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
Interesting. I wonder how they're going to use this, like... Because there's clearly going to be some kind of fourth wall breaking going on here. Why would they ask? They're, like, talking to the player, and they're asking for the player's name, not the protagonist's name and stuff. There is some weird stuff going on here. So, I'm curious how they're actually going to, like... What's that going to be used for? 5 difficulty settings. Storyteller. Battles pose no threat of death, all the way up to Regicide. High risk, high reward for only battle-hardened players. We will hit it straight down the middle with normal. Standard difficulty, where battles will thrill and challenge. Can be changed. Cool. Let's start. That's us, blue-haired character.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne.
There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia!
Nah.
Us folk, we're commoners! No crown or church will save us!
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get one of those?
Come on, hey, keep it moving! Hurry it up! Next one! Huh? Look at you! What have we got here? He's an Elder! So he is. No horns, no knifes. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy. Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
Oh!
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Oh, I like her.
Stand aside!
I like her. She seems very cool.
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us?
What's memorandum? I just noticed it said press right stick in for memorandum. Okay, so this is like this is like a lore guide, I think? Okay, so yeah, magic igniters. A tool that acts as a conduit for magic power, without which people cannot perform magic. To own or use them, one must obtain a permit from the kingdom by passing a test, with some exceptions, such as those serving in the state army. Igniters can be costly depending on power and specifications, and purchasing them is akin to buying land or housing. Wow, okay, so, like, it's a major purchase. The expense is so great, buying more than one igniter would be difficult even with the entire lifetime income of the average commoner. In order to prevent accidents and crime, the Crown Theocracy and the Magic Association have exclusive production rights of igniters. Unauthorized production is considered a serious offense. I wonder how easy they are to make. The time needed to cast magic depends on the user's skill, but can also be slightly impacted by the capabilities of the igniter itself. While using an igniter while sedentary poses little problem. I see. Activating an igniter while moving is difficult, and it is thus advised to use them cautiously. Cool. And Gauntlet Runner. Often called runners as shorthand, a general term for magic-powered semi-automated vehicles designed for traversing the wastelands and either overcoming or circumventing local wildlife threats and magical phenomena. Travelling the wilds on foot, or even in lightly armoured carriage, has historically been incredibly dangerous, making any long-distance trips a life-threatening risk. However, as cities and countries grew, so too did demand for resources, many of which required transport in large quantities. The Gauntlet Runners filled the niche of an armed, sturdy vehicle that could help with transport and land development. There are smaller runners, roughly the size of an armed carriage, with a simple deck addition, but it's more common to see models that walk on legs, with an internal living area comparable to a modest house. Legs are more common in their design than wheels, partly because of their versatility on all manner of difficult terrain, but more so because adopting the remains and skeletons of large monsters as is more cost-effective and stronger than artificially creating all the components necessary. Huh, well that's cool. Sanctism. A monotheistic religion devoted to the worship of the one God, the Almighty. Is that who we're going to be fighting and killing at the end of the game, do you reckon? You know, JRPG, we're going to kill God at the end. The religion of majority across the United Kingdoms. The United Kingdoms, hello, we're here, nice. Its sanctors preach that uttering the prayer Closure with one's whole heart will reach God, bringing salvation. It is the state religion, and the sanctist hierarchy is deeply intertwined with the kingdom's politics. Currently, the crown theocracy is at the heart of the kingdom's political affairs. Alright, those are the 3 things we have at the moment. Cool, I will make sure to check this as it updates.
You, okay? You still got all your limbs attached? Well,
I do.
At least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
Well, I want to know what mission. What mission are we on as we start in the middle of things here? But also, it's probably nicer to ask if she's alright too. I mean, she can fly, so I assume she didn't hit the ground.
Are you alright?
Been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
Okay. What are we doing? What's the mish? Tradia Desert.
Think we'll make it?
You don't look hurt, though, so that's good news. You can move, right? Oh, I should stop auto when they're not talking. I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Okay. Tutorials Dungeon. Basic controls. Left stick to move. That's crazy. Hold RT to dash. B to dodge enemy attacks. Some actions you can perform and their corresponding controls are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can also use the minimap to see which way to go. View tutorials you've seen before in the main menu.
Let's go.
New memorandum. Is memorandum in here? It is in here. Gallica. A fairy who accompanies travelling boy on his journey, doubling as his chaperone for his special mission. Her diminutive size excludes her from participating physically in battles, but her special fairy traits allow her more proficiency than Travelling Boy. It's weird that they're calling him Travelling Boy. Why have we not got a name for him? Even if it's like, choose it yourself. I just looked up what his canon name is. Apparently it defaults to Will, so Will it is. When it comes to sensing magla and knowing magic, though she can become heated when her personal values are tested, she is a reassuring travel companion. Nice. Cool. The story thus far, what does it say here? Death of a king. In a corner of the world occupied by 8 tribes, the kingdom of Euchronia rests on a precipice. Its king and heir both lie dead. I wonder if I wonder if he killed the heir as well. With no clear line to the throne, the people fear a power struggle. Amidst the unease, a boy of the lesser-seen, oft-maligned Elda tribe makes his way to this kingdom's capital. Accompanied by the fairy Gallica, his duty is to deliver a secret message. Cool. Okay, that's our mission. We have to go deliver a message. It's interesting that the Elder tribe looks fairly human. And they were like, you've not got the ears like an elf creature. You've not got the horns. Like they recognized that he was like of this lesser seen species or race or whatever it is. Because of the fact that he doesn't have the traits that we would normally associate with more fantasy things, which is cool.
Stop!
Wait! I'm sensing something close. Don't move. Yeah.
Watch
Unknown
out.
Sandworm Valmo. Yeah, those things look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. Fey Sight. Press left trigger to use Fey Sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best you can.
Okay.
Avoid the enemies and head for high ground. Just follow that cliff on your right. Like this cliff? Just like walk around the side? Right, Fey Sight.
Stay vigilant. These ones aren't messing around.
Okay, so I see. So it just like highlights enemies and probably like items in the area if there are any, I would imagine. Man, I like the vibes of this place. And this like, I mean, Atlus always does incredible like UI and visuals and stuff. Should we try fighting? I don't know if this is going to be like impossible for us at the start here.
We gotta be careful.
It says be careful. Well, I guess we're
Don't have much health left. Don't go too hard.
Okay, never mind. Not gonna lie, I thought it would let us fight them, but it didn't. So I guess we just run. Because it's like, it's a turn-based system, similar to their other games, but
Look.
you start off by attacking, I believe, but yeah, it didn't take us into the turn-based battles, so I guess we can't fight yet. We'll see, it'll teach us. Cool building.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Refresh my memory.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center.
Oh, right, yeah.
This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Oh yeah, I heard this. It's as though music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
That's fucking nice. Yeah, apparently all the music in this game is like, the protagonist is hearing it as well. She's beaming the music into his head.
Over there.
What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight. Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight.
Got a sec?
I think that's the Grand Cathedral over there. It's big enough to use as a landmark. Dude, this music slaps. What the fuck? I guess I should immediately heal, huh? The leaf of a plant with medicinal properties restores 50 HP. How much do we have? Okay, a couple of those fill us up. Nice. Oh, and this is 100. Cool. What other items are on the list? Key items. Fantasy novel. A novel depicting a fantasy world. The cover is faded and author unknown. Is that what they were trying to snatch off of us at the start? I can't, like, click it. Touring ensemble. Fine traveling clothes originally worn by nobles, made with dirt-resistant fabric whose texture is curious to the touch. Blossom garment. Light, sturdy clothes made of woven wildflower petals. The technique behind its creation is a secret known only to fairies. We've got the Legacy Sword, a plain-looking but well-made sword given to you on the day you left home. Slash damage, okay, so different damage types, I guess. And the Fairy's Saber, which is much less attack, and chance to hit is 10 out of 100, I assume? Not great. The sword used by fairies for self-defense, it is too small for anyone else to wield. Gallica only. Makes sense. Right, there are clothes for both of us. Agility stat, alright. What's Eva, I wonder? Defense makes sense. Oh, evasion, I guess. Yeah. Travel charm, a charm that also serves as a wish for your mission's success. And fairy charm, a tiny charm that fairies carry, Gallica only. Cool. Dude, this music. What on earth? Was there anything new in the memorandum? There is. Music and magic. An unusual variety of magic that causes the listener to become aware of their state of mind through the form of sound and music. As it is a modest form of magic with seemingly no utility on the battlefield, it is considered a meaningless, trifling skill in society, and is thus rarely used. And magic? A general term for the technique that consumes power to cause phenomena that bend the laws of nature. It has a wide range of applications, from modest use in daily life to destructive power in war. However, as magic igniters, which require a state permit for ownership and use, are required for people to be able to use magic, many cannot wield magic. I assume we have an igniter, do we? Because there's no way that magic exists and we can't use it, right? Surely. Ooh, what's the shiny over here? Are you gonna attack us? You are gonna attack us, okay. What is the shiny?
Like this.
Medicinal herb, okay, so we want to collect these for Healy purposes. Okay, those are big boys. That would probably slap us. One shot. Dude, I'm vibing so hard with this music. Uh-oh, this is bad.
Not good! Run for it!
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Euchronia. The year is 785. Euchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me something. It has been too soon, I'm sorry.
Whoa, just look!
Whoa.
Very cool.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead!
Yeah!
Yeesh, people are just standing there cheering to watch her.
To anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
I wonder if we'll learn much about how these two, like, started working together and stuff. Like, we're obviously starting in the middle of their mission here, so will we ever get any flashbacks to how this whole thing began, or... I wonder.
The capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside. Not that it's very balanced. I see more Clamars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elda kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Will do.
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night.
Right.
A war of succession
Okay,
is
it was the
coming,
same
I
guy then,
tell you.
presumably.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
Okay, so
Not have
Count
to
Luis,
ask
I
if
assume
the
that
prince
is
was still alive.
the guy we saw kill the king. So he used to be in charge of the military. What's happening here?
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best, the saint, could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt his highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Huh, okay. So that was the prince, so the prince wasn't with the king in the city. The prince was elsewhere and we were there?
Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close.
Right.
Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
I like the little loading symbol of her reading a book.
So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. What to know in town? Press right bumper to open the local map. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing Y. Gallica always has good ideas, or so she thinks. Up in safe areas like towns to save your progress. Lovely.
Whatever will I do?
Yoink. Create save data. Yes. Lovely jubbly. Save complete. Alrighty. Oh, and new for memorandum. Oh my god, that's a lot. Okay, well, let's get reading. The Prince of Euchronia, the son and heir to the throne of King Hythlodaeus V. More than 10 years ago, a mysterious attack in the royal palace left him afflicted with a deadly curse. Oh, right, okay, so I thought it was recently that the prince was attacked, like shortly before the king was attacked, but it was 10 years ago. Right, okay. So maybe it wasn't Lewis that did that then? Maybe it's unconnected. The curse took its toll on his body, and though he bravely endured treatment, his recovery was interrupted several years later, when he and his closest aides suddenly vanished from the castle without a trace. The king exhausted all possible means to find him, but was ultimately unsuccessful. Huh, okay. He was formally declared deceased 3 years ago, and a royal funeral was held in his honor. Okay, so we're part of his closest aides, and we disappeared him? Okay, so there's got to be a whole load of backstory to that as to why we did that. Maybe we thought someone was coming to finish the job or something? Huh. So we all disappeared, and even the king couldn't find us. It must have been a huge search effort. So we hid with him somewhere for multiple years. And then now with the king attacked, it is time for us to try and get the prince back on the throne. But how would we do that if the prince is like locked in some kind of thorny stasis, it looks like? I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean these are absolutely vital to read, right? Like that has made a lot of that's given me a lot of ideas that I didn't quite glean from the brief flashback cutscene. Like, you could interpret some of it, but, you know, this is more helpful, I think. The Paripus tribe. A tribe recognizable by bestial ears and a tail. There are many variations in their hair and skin colors, including cold-colored skin not seen in other tribes. They are physically adept and often honest with their emotions, giving them a reputation for hedonism, for better or for worse. They are drawn to parties and festivities, and while this happy-go-lucky charm is often to their credit, it can also be seen as recklessness. Due to this stereotype, they are looked down upon by other tribes, which prevents them from securing a foothold in politics, despite being nearly as populous as the Rusant and Clamar tribes. The discrimination against them is especially obvious in large cities. Okay, so those are like the cat-looking people, I guess? The Paripus tribe. Cool. The Rusant tribe. One of the most populous tribes. This is the Elf Ears tribe, okay. One of the most populous tribes of the United Kingdoms, second only to the Clamar. Long pointed ears are their most distinguishing feature. They often boast excellent physiques, which has given them superior martial prowess. Rusant women are stronger than most men of other tribes. Many inevitably work in the military and often hold key offices. They are considered as influential as the Clamar, and the two tribes are sometimes called the prevailing tribes. Many Rusant pride themselves on outperforming others in strength. While this can be perceived as a self-disciplined competitiveness, on the flip side there are many with a belligerent temperament, obsessed with proving superiority in any situation. The Clamar tribe. The Clamar tribe, this is the ones with horns, composes the largest population in all the allied kingdoms. Their most distinctive feature are the horns which grow on both sides of their head. Clamars have a broad diversity of facial and body types, which has essentially made them average. The Euchronian royal family are Clamar, and members of this tribe hold a majority of important positions within the government, leading many Clamars to internalize the belief that they are the kingdom's most preeminent tribe. Clamars value freedom and dislike illogical restraint. They enjoy cultivating discussion, but do not always consider the situation or appropriateness of doing so, which occasionally leads to conflict. However, some studies suggest this disposition is what drives them to seek governmental positions and other important offices. And what we are, part of the Elda tribe, the 9th tribe, distinct from the commonly known 8 tribes, they are condemned by the Sanctist Church for inheriting a dangerous magic, heretical to the teachings of the Church. What is this dangerous magic? Their population is so small that to even see one in public is rare, and they face greater discrimination than any other tribe. In fact, many outside the main cities don't believe they exist. Each of the 8 tribes possesses unique physical traits, making them recognizable at a glance, such as the Clamar's horns or the Rusant's long ears. The Elder tribe, however, bears no such distinguishing feature, and thus are regarded as inferior beings. Okay, and we got something over here in history. The Kingdom of Euchronia. A union of allied kingdoms spans the Kingdom of Euchronia, the Principality of Oceania, and the Principality of Monterio. Euchronia being the suzerain? I don't know what that word means, I'm afraid. Suzerain. With its king holding authority over all 3 kingdoms. The original king Hythlodaeus was this United Nations' first ruler, and is often referred to as the founder king. Right, okay. And I think the one we're currently on was Hythlodaeus the 5th, right? The continent is surrounded by fast-running currents, and ships can only set anchor from the southern inland sea, where the otherwise swift currents are less violent. As a result, there have been few invasions from overseas, and the 3 countries have achieved long histories. The capital of the kingdom is Grand Trad, the largest city in the kingdom, located in north-central Euchronia. The most widespread religion is Sanctism, established as the state religion under the reign of the most recent monarch, King Hythlodaeus V. Cool. Royal capital, Grand Trad. The nation's largest city, capital of both the Kingdom of Euchronia and the United Kingdoms at large. Also referred to as the royal capital, being the home of its palace and seat of the royal bloodline. Known for its solid ramparts, a site which has long been emblematic of the city itself. However, when the massive regolith Grand Cathedral was built, the building's grandeur became the new symbol of Grand Trad. And that's the massive, like, upside-down pyramid. Cool. Okay, we have kept up with everything so far. So, map was right bumper. We have San Limeo Street. Cool. Which is... I mean, there's a yellow marker behind us, but I assume that's just, like, leaving. I think we're meant to go forwards. There's multiple shops, it looks like. Should we check them out?
Let's go see.
We don't have time for detours right now. If you're lost, check your map. Just go straight down the main street, and you should find the recruitment center.
Whatever will I do?
Whatever will you do? I don't know, man. Okay, let's check out... it's over here.
Oh.
Seriously? A tavern? Let's not put food before the mission. We can always come back later. Okay. I'm guessing it won't let us go into any of these shops for now then.
Hey, mister.
Look, it's an Elda. Yeah, we are pretty rare.
Oh God, grant me guidance.
Look at that. The new model's out now.
Oh, auto.
I'd be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
Okay, new model of Igniter, is that?
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
I mean, I know that it's like a magic channeler, but let's see if there's any more information we could get.
What's a magic igniter?
See? There's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside. Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic. Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child.
Hi.
Are you new to our fair city? Well,
yeah, want to show me around?
Keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye.
Yeah, that did catch my eye.
This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Is it expensive as balls? The royal scepter?
The royal scepter?
You've really never heard of it.
I love her expressiveness.
Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit.
I tried to stop it.
I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
I tried to stop it on the picture of the thing, but it looked like a rib cage with a spine at the back. Is it made out of the bones of some magical being or something? And also, the fact that they were drawing our attention to that and telling us about it, someone, probably Lewis or whatever, is going to use that at some point to do something crazy, I bet. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind.
I keep forgetting he actually talks in this game.
Your survival is your own responsibility.
It said you'd name the protagonist later. I wonder when.
Unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
Okay, cool. It is worth checking out some things then. We're not just forced to go forward. We can have little side interactions and bits like that. Let's check out the new stuff. The Royal Magic. A powerful magic passed down through generations of Euchronian kings, invoked through a unique magic igniter called the Royal Scepter. It has tremendous power that can bring about anything the king desires. There are several records of its use in the long history of the kingdom, be it for revolutionary or oppressive aims, but each is described as a cataclysmic disaster. It continues to represent a strong deterrent power to the royal family and the kingdom. An ornate cane-like scepter passed down through generations of the Euchronian royal family, proof of their right to rule. A magical instrument of extraordinary capabilities, powerful enough to induce natural disasters. It can only be wielded by the king, and the popularly termed royal magic it commands serves as both a pillar of the king's authority and a deterrent to war. Consequently, any king of Euchronia must be well versed in magic, and the boon of royal lineage is not enough to ensure succession to the throne. Historically, there have been many cases where an offshoot member of a prince's family has become king, when the bloodline's most direct inheritor was judged not to have enough magical aptitude to truly wield the royal scepter. Huh. Okay. So it's not just a, what's the word? Wow, I've completely forgotten the word I'm looking for. Where it just passes down from, like, mother or father to eldest son, eldest child. Magla. A technical term for magic power that serves as the basis for magic. There are varying amounts in all things found in nature, including people, plants, and animals. Because magla sometimes crystallizes in areas of high concentration, some scholars theorize that magla may be physical particles too small to be seen with the naked eye. Cool. That's everything. Nice, nice. So that's this one. So there's this new type of magic igniter, but it's a bit gaudy if you ask me. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. Oh, I just realized it actually... Okay, maybe we were forced to do that, because we're actually on the other side of the street now. I thought that was something we were walking up to there, but I think it was going to force us into that conversation regardless. Is there anyone else to talk to around here? What if we go down here?
Hey!
Up ahead is Sunshade Row. It's where we saw the gallows and those beggars. Let's not go there without good reason. Chat.
Simply amazing.
Look over there. You can see the Royal Palace. No, wait, that's not right. That's where the Grand Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's off the main street.
What is it?
Seems to me sanctism is the really privileged thing around here. Even more so than the monarchy. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So you?
Parapus woman. An elder, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude. Just mind yourself. This city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. Does that bother you? I'm fine. Parapus tribe or not, I can knock these fools 6 ways from Idol's Day. Cool. She's definitely gonna be an actual character, I feel. Like, she stands out a lot more than these, like, NPC designs. That's, like, a very different and standouty design. So, I think that is someone that they're, like, letting you speak to now, that they'll be introducing as a more important character later, it feels like.
An elder? Here?
Would be my guess. What do you have to say? Ugh, I joined the army because I looked up to Lord Lewis, but now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army gonna do now? We won't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently.
This is a joy!
Do the Lycaon Magic Association's igniters have to be so damn expensive? Though I suppose all magic igniters are pretty costly. I hear you, mate. Maybe I'll lodge a complaint with the shop owner. You know, like I did at the exchange earlier. Well, this shop is owned by Brigitte Lycaon. Is that the woman we were just talking to? I heard she isn't one to be trifled with. Didn't seem like it. Regardless, I'm a paying customer. Let me speak with her. Good luck, my guy.
You are?
Oh, the recruitment place. Go down this street towards the cathedral and it'll be the building on the left. You looking to enlist as a soldier? Not like there's other work for elders, I guess. Don't make assumptions. Oh, you think you're better than the grime of Sunshade Row you crawled out of? You're in for a rude awakening, boy. Go fuck yourself, my guy. Can we do anything here? Whoa. It's a beautiful church, but now's not a great time to pray. Closure, that's the prayer that we read about. Closure. Cool. Onwards. I was hoping that we'd blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an elder, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
All right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. Okay. Recruitment center. A center located in every city for people to apply to join the army. For those without family or means, volunteering is one of the quickest ways to earn money and social credibility. Recruitment is not always open, but concerns about public safety due to the sudden death of the king, as well as monster outbreaks in the area, has led to an unusually long recruitment period in the royal capital. And Forden. Okay, this is a specific dude. I think, yeah, we saw him in the cutscene around the king's bed, right? Aestivum Forden, the 78th Sanctifex of the Sanctist Church. Is that like the Pope? The state religion of the United Kingdom. He holds the highest authority within Sanctism, yeah. And as such, is the leader of the Crown Theocracy. Despite hailing from the Roag tribe, rather than the more common Clamar or Rosant tribes. Okay, so the Roag tribe, what's their unique feature? Is it the marks on his face? Is that not like... I don't know if that's something he's put there himself, like tattoos or whatever, or whether that's something that is their distinguishing feature, because everyone does have one, right? Every tribe apart from Elda. He enjoys a broad base of support. In the turmoil following the sudden death of the previous king, many view him as something of an interim king, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. Okay. Cool. Cool. What's the map here look like? Regolith Grand Cathedral. Okay, so we are heading immediately... Well, not immediately. Immediately left is some other way out. Is she going to tell us what is out here if we go over here? I wonder where this gate leads. Not that we should worry about that right now. Okay. Later for that, sure. Before we go into where we're supposed to go, let's just check around elsewhere first, shall we?
I'm out of ideas.
That's wrong, though.
That's wrong, though.
I'm out of ideas.
He's out of ideas, did you know? Is it going to stop us? Yeah, it's not going to. Okay.
Alright then.
Oh, what was that? Rumour has it Forden will become the next king, but the decision is a ways off yet. It's the duty of all Ishkia to guide the ignorant masses.
My wits have left me, I believe.
I agree. There's no future more dismal than having a Roag as ruler. Bro has wings. Like, okay, sure. I guess that's their unique trait.
That's wrong, though.
God damn it.
Hi, my.
Okay, what else? What else is there to see? Is it going to block us from going down here at all?
That's wrong,
Yeah.
though.
Okay, we can't go that way, but we can look over here. Anyone to listen to? No. Okay. Alright, in we go then.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck.
Yeah.
Knock 'em dead.
I really like Gallica. Gallica is a very cool character so far.
Okay,
A good companion to have as your starter, I assume, like mascot character type thing.
Blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet swaddled lordlings. Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark
Well,
my
this guy
words,
seems great.
War will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore.
Tell him.
But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
This guy's cool.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone. Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those. So, what brings you to enlist?
I want to fight for change.
I want to fight for real change.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
I'm stronger than I look, I've got a sharp mind, I can take a lot of punishment, I'm small but quick, or I've always been lucky. Ooh. I'm just thinking, is this to do with stat allocation? Stronger than I look, is that like strength points, sharp mind, magic points, can take a lot of punishment, health points, small but quick, evasion points, and lucky, like some kind of luck stat? Are we choosing something like that here? just the way it lines up feels too clear to not be something to do with stat points. I don't know. I guess let's go I'm stronger than I look. Well. I'd like to use magic. Let's go I've got a sharp mind.
I've got a sharp mind.
Yes, you and every unschooled troglodyte.
Alright, mate.
Last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
Is this where we're choosing our name? Please enter the name of this story's protagonist. Right, so apparently the canon name is Will if you default or something. Well, I don't know. There's no like default button. I don't know. I just did a quick Google and it said the canon name is Will. So, Will it is. Yes.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you've heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're shorthanded as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment.
I will do my best.
Reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom.
Oh, right,
property.
we just get given an
So if you
igniter,
breach it,
okay.
It's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next.
Cool. What a long line. Guess we've got no choice but to wait our turn. Unmotivated man. You're so young. Are you enlisting too? Well, not much choice if you don't have money or a job. Reeve makes the world go round, as it were. Is that the name of the currency, Reeve? You want a magic igniter? Join the queue. Cutting's only going to get you chewed out. Sure, sure. Where are we now? Oh, we're still in the recruitment center. Okay. They said tribe don't matter in the army, but they'll probably put me up at front as a meat shield. Not that I can find better work. Wish I could serve Count Lewis. His army's built on merit, so even a parapet stands a chance. It's interesting how highly so many people seem to think of Count Lewis. I wonder if he does have, like, merit, or whether it's all just, like, this big act, because obviously he's killed the king, so he's not great.
What's the world coming to?
What's the world coming to? Blast it. I came to enlist because I heard you can make a quick reeve here, but they really make you work alongside creepy Elda.
Oh, fuck off.
A parapus I could deal with, but Elda are right ominous.
Where'd you hear that?
God's own scriptures, that's where. Guess you can't expect an Elder to know shite.
Let him say what he wants. Fighting someone like him would just be a waste of energy.
Whoa.
Oh, this is the guy that just fucking shat on the recruitment dude.
You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me, if so. Or was there something you needed?
Are you really a noble?
I take it you overheard my interview. Yes, guilty as charged. I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence. Well, let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom, foolish or not.
Cool. He also visually stands out, doesn't he? Compared to the sort of drab clothing of the others. What? You're cutting in line too? Everyone will get their igniters in order.
Huh. No one ever follows directions.
Why do only thugs come in here? Okay, can we join the... Oh, right, there we go. Join the queue. Please? There we go.
I heard they get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Next! Another Clamar. Wait, no. You don't look like the others. Surely not. An Elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Move it. There's a priority around here. We're arming squires and children with igniters now.
Waste of good gear. It's better off in my hands. Give it here.
Brute force, crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty clamor, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rusant strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come
True.
On, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene.
What's your name?
You alright?
You gotta be a party member or something, right? Thanks.
Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
This guy has to be a party member.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter.
Cinder Igniter.
These days, most come with their own magla crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw on the main street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
Royal Capital Vicinity Map.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
Listen up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger. And as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Nice,
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Bro's really selling the experience, huh? Why wouldn't anyone want to join?
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood. Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well,
cool.
The charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey. You awake?
Bro said get some rest, and then trying to wake us up. Nope, I'm asleep.
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Haha, very funny. Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You okay?
It never gets easier.
It never gets easier.
Yeah, I could tell. Try to put it behind you, okay? Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
Okay. The same kind of... Okay, so... I guess we had a village of Elda, like a whole village of us, even though we're like super rare. I guess that was where we'd congregated, and then some of these other races came and found us, burned it all down. A long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but still, the prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Okay, so our village burned down, and then we met the prince, and the prince took us in as like a friend and like let us live with him and stuff. Okay. I mean, I see what book, that book, but let's see what she says to what book.
What book?
Oh, I don't know. The one lying right there that you're always carrying around? Good thing those bandits weren't much for reading, huh? Thanks. It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author.
Looks like
Okay,
New York or something. All the skyscrapers.
The young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination. Wow.
That'd be nice.
So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over. In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. I see. No magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world.
I would be envious of any world where there was actual equality for all.
For me to turn these pages on my own? Well, guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
Record the events thus far, yes. Yoink. Playtime 1 hour. Really? It's already... Oh my god, it's already been an hour. Jesus Christ, this is... Oh yeah, this game's gonna be long, because I blinked and that hour went past.
Shouldn't you be resting? I'm fine. In fact, I'm glad we have this chance to talk.
Is this us and the prince years earlier? Must be
been
over a
reading,
decade ago.
And I hope that someday we can make our kingdom like the place in this book. You said it was some kind of fantasy novel, didn't you? Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are. I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elda here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived. And yet, they burned your home down.
Huh, so we sheltered the prince and then he sheltered us in return.
It's tragic, and no one should have to suffer so. Someone needs to fix... You okay? Don't push yourself so hard. Reality is much too cruel. I know that.
Okay, so
But
this
I'll
is
fight
after
it.
he's been cursed.
I'll fight to the end.
Those were the thorns we saw.
I'm a prince. But I need to be a hero. One worthy of the throne. A hero? One who can lead. A beacon who will pierce the darkness when all seems lost. My father taught me that. In his stories, the kingdom was full of legendary heroes. So I can't give up. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. Not that I expect it will be easy. I believe in you. Familiar words. When I'm down, when I struggle, you're always there to help me through it. Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me. I won't give up either. Trust me.
I'm really curious who cursed the prince, because that's got to tie into things. Surely. That's got to be... That's going to end up being important to current events, the fact that he was cursed 10 years ago or whatever. That's going to play a role somehow. I would have to assume.
until arrival at the northern border fort. 1 day remains.
Okay. 1 day until arrival.
Let's see.
I wonder how far we've come. Let's find our destination, the northern border fort. World map. You can view information about your surroundings in the world map. Use left stick to highlight the location, and press A to learn about it.
Hold on.
A land used as a rest camp by armies who are en route to the northern border fort.
That's where you want to go.
Oh wait, no, it's not where I want to go. That's the army campsite. We spent last night there.
Let's see.
Royal capital. Citizens of every class reside here. Spheres of life clearly divided by numerous districts.
Let's see here.
Grand Trad, huh? It'll probably be a while before we go back.
Let's see.
That's not what we are.
Let's see here.
Was the plan to camp out there tonight? The fort's just past it.
This place here.
Fortress built to defend Grand Trad during the Annex War. After long disuse, it is now manned due to frequent monster sightings. Cool.
Hey, don't forget.
The northern border fort. This is where our contact should be, so hopefully we find them quickly.
Okay then.
All we can do for now is rest. We have a big day tomorrow.
The carriage transporting the new recruits arrives at its destination.
Okay, the prince is going to be very important if the whole fucking calendar revolves around him.
The northern border fort. The towering fortress was built during the Annex War in the mountains at the edge of the territory. Even now, soldiers are sent there for its strategic importance to the royal capital and to combat the rising waves of monsters. Fresh-faced soldiers disembark from their coaches at the foot of a steep ascent to the fort, the first of many uphill battles.
Oh, finally. Can hardly feel my legs.
Listen well, you lackwits. The battlefield is no place to sit on your asses, and the border front is always a battlefield. The call to arms could sound at any time. Stand to, curs. You have the honor to serve at the command of Captain Klinger, war hero, tactician, master of arms. When I earned rank in the trenches, forged in the blood of my comrades.
Spare us this drivel. Say, friend, I'm curious. What is it about that book that's captivated you so?
A world with only one tribe.
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
No discrimination, eh? A far cry from our world, then.
And
So it's describing a better world. A utopia, perhaps. I'm something of a reader myself, but that's not like any book I've read. You know, when the late king took the throne, he was quite the idealist himself. He made grand claims about unifying the people under his rule. Never managed to do it in the end, of course. Reform takes more than high-minded, eloquent speeches. Maybe he was too blind to see that himself.
Listen to you. A babe with his first sword thinking he knows better than a king. Keep your mouth shut. No one cares what you think.
I do, actually.
Nobody asked you.
Something to say? Go on. I'm listening.
Is it a fight you want?
If it's a fight you want, draw your blade.
Didn't think you'd just challenge me straight out. You've got guts for a lesser tribesman. Well, Clamar, I'll let it go this time. But only because I like your friend. Next time, keep your complaining to yourself.
That's the last thing I need. Though I suppose I deserved it in part, speaking ill of the dead and all. My mouth tends to get ahead of my thoughts sometimes. Although, I'm glad a bad habit seems to have drawn us together. Oh, never got round to an introduction. I'm Stroll. Leon Stroll, son of the Count of Harlia. And you are?
I'm Will.
That's my name.
I have that right? It's got a certain weight to it. For what it's worth, my title doesn't mean much. Here and now, we're peers and equals.
By the skin of my teeth! Now, where was I? Right, as for you, fresh meat.
Someone, help!
Is that a soldier? Hey, speak to me, man. What happened?
Listen, stay on guard. It's too...
He's unconscious.
Not one of mine. Must be one of the fort's guard. Those damn vultures across the border. They must have heard about the king's death. Anyway, to the fort. Double time. I'll stay behind to see to the poor bastard's wounds.
Oh yeah, you'll just stay here and not participate. Right. Yeah.
Send a team back to ask for.
I knew fear would take you at the first step. You want to turn tail? Are you a traitor to the cause? The guard has no place for cowards. You are part of His Majesty's Royal Army. Swallow your fear. Fight with pride, and we'll all have medals this time tomorrow!
He's right. We're warriors. Up there is our first chance at glory and riches. Damned if I'm gonna waste it.
And
Let's
you're
go.
dead. And you're dead.
Damn it. Well, I suppose this is what we signed up for. Onward to the fort then.
Yeah, I'm curious why exactly he has signed up. Doesn't seem like the type that would.
Hey,
so there's more to
I've
it.
got a bad feeling about this. It's hard to explain, but it's like there's a stench in the air, and it's getting stronger.
Hey, did something happen? Wait, is that a fairy? Did you catch it yourself?
Did you not see it before? She's with me.
She's with me.
Yes, and I have a name, by the way. It's Gallica.
So you travel together? You've stayed well hidden for quite a while.
Well, I didn't want anyone making a fuss. But we've got bigger problems right now. I can't shake this feeling. We gotta be careful.
Agreed. I'll follow orders, but I'm not about to let this armchair general send me to my death. Let's take a moment, then head in once we're prepared. I assume you know how to use an igniter properly?
I'm
Not a
so
clue,
sure.
mate.
He's never used one before. I mean, he's a commoner, so not much chance to.
Fair enough. Well, just stay behind me and you'll be all right. I swear I won't let you die. I'm with you.
New ally, Stroll. Stroll, a brave fighter trying to conceal his nobility, has now become your ally. Nice. I said that he seemed like he'd become a party member, and that's very quickly proven true.
This is bad. I didn't think you'd actually have to fight anyone. I just hope our contact in the fort's okay. Let's keep our guard up and hope we find out.
We'll be fine. Oh my god, the music.
Okay?
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events, but don't lose sight of our mission, okay? Our ally is inside here?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my guess. Somehow we've got to find him. You're running with such purpose. What was that you were talking about? You said something about your ally.
Actually...
Oh, it's nothing. I was just worried about the soldiers inside.
I see.
I see. Well, whatever the case, this situation concerns me too. Let's go inside. Northern Border Fort. Investigate the situation of the fortress. Okay, you can't move the map. This is the extent of the map. Can we save here? We cannot save here. Okay. Stroll. Leon Stroll, a young man of the Clamar tribe, met at the recruitment center in Grand Trad, a genial youth who values justice with a good head on his shoulders. He comes from a noble family, but seems to have complex circumstances that led him to enlist in the army, typically a commoner profession. Though new recruits grumble at being ordered to refer to each other by their surnames in order to prevent overfamiliarity, Stroll doesn't seem to mind. Fantasy novel. The book Will carries with him. It is a memoir-style novel depicting a country with neither magic nor a notion of tribes, where people are not discriminated by birth, quite literally a fantasy world. It was designated as a forbidden text by the Sanctis Church 10 years prior, and most copies are thought to have been burned, making it hard to come by in present day. It is a well-bound book that would be unusual for a commoner to own. Magla crystal. A crystallized cluster of magla that forms naturally in places where high concentrations are left to fester, though scholars have recently developed methods to create them artificially. The color of the crystals depends on the formation process and its impurities. High-purity natural crystals are indispensable in producing high-performance igniters. As a result, some value them higher than gems and precious metals. Areas where crystals are abundant are often claimed in the name of the Crown as mining sites. However, people have long whispered that magla crystals are dangerous to those who deal in them. Such statements are largely regarded as hearsay, because there was little evidence to support it, but recently even the state army has grown more cautious with them, as reported incidents are on the rise. Okay. Dangerous to those how? Like, what incidents are we talking about? Curious. The Northern Border Fort, a defensive fort on the northern edge of Euchronian territory, also bordering the country of Oceania to the west. Built before the kingdom's unification, this old stronghold has outlived its political and strategic relevance, and is most often used as a training ground for new soldiers. Cool. Okay. Well, I really wish we could pop a save here. Unfortunately, we cannot, but this is where we're going to wrap up part 1 of this new massive JRPG. This is going to be taking us a considerable amount of time, I imagine. I imagine this will be lasting us well into 2025, so that is going to be fun times. I'm really digging it so far. The vibes are great. The characters so far, great. Story, very intriguing. It's definitely starting off very strong here, and yeah, I'm already feeling myself getting hooked and looking forward to seeing where we go from here. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around, share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And if you really like what I do here, there is a Patreon link in the description. Anything you could afford to send my way would be hugely helpful with the ongoing running of the channel, the buying of new games at launch, all that jazz. I would massively appreciate any support there. And with that, I will see you next time for more Metaphor ReFantazio. Thanks for watching. See you then.